Imagine sitting in a packed stadium during a tense tennis match. The score is tight, the crowd is silent, and a player fires a blistering serve that lands right on the line. Or did it? The line judge hesitates for a split second before shouting out. Immediately the stadium erupts. One side cheers, the other boos. The player challenges the call, and suddenly every eye turns to the giant screen above the court. A digital animation appears, tracing the path of the ball with laser-like precision. The crowd holds its breath. Then the verdict flashes in by a few millimeters. The stadium explodes. Moments like this capture something fascinating about modern tennis. The game is no longer defined only by athletes, rackets, and courts. It is also shaped by technology. Over the past 2 decades, innovations like the Hawkeye Innovation System, smart rackets, advanced analytics, and automated line calling have quietly transformed tennis from a traditional sport into one of the most technologically advanced competitions in the world. What was once a game ruled entirely by human judgment and instinct is now a hybrid of athletic brilliance and digital precision. And the story of how technology changed tennis reveals not only how the sport evolved, but how technology itself is reshaping fairness, performance, and even the psychology of competition. For most of tennis history, the sport looked very different from what fans see today. In the early decades of professional tennis, matches were decided entirely by human perception. Line judges watched the ball with their eyes and made split-second decisions that could determine the outcome of a match. Players often argued fiercely over close calls. Fans debated controversial moments for years. Sometimes the wrong call could change the trajectory of a tournament or even a career. Imagine playing the biggest match of your life and losing because a ball that clipped the line was mistakenly called out. This was the reality for generations of players who competed before the age of digital technology. While the drama sometimes added to the spectacle, it also created frustration and controversy. The margin for error in tennis is incredibly small, often just a few millimeters. Human eyes, no matter how trained, simply cannot measure such precision at speeds exceeding 100 kilometers per hour. Everything began to change in the early 2000s when engineers and sports scientists started experimenting with camera tracking systems designed to analyze ball trajectories. The breakthrough came with the development of the Hawkeye system, a sophisticated technology that uses multiple high-speed cameras placed around the court to track the exact movement of a tennis ball in 3 dimensions. By combining camera data with complex algorithms, the system can calculate precisely where the ball lands. What appears on the screen is not just a replay. It is a reconstructed simulation based on data captured by the cameras. For fans watching at home and in the stadium, the animation feels almost magical, like technology revealing a hidden truth that human eyes cannot see. The introduction of Hawkeye fundamentally changed the relationship between players and officials. Instead of arguing endlessly with line judges, players were given a limited number of challenges per set. If they believed a call was incorrect, they could request a review. Within seconds, the system would display the ball's trajectory and show whether the original call was correct. This innovation brought a new sense of fairness and transparency to tennis. Players gained confidence that controversial calls could be corrected. Fans gained dramatic moments as the crowd waited for the digital verdict. And tournaments gained credibility because decisions were backed by objective technology rather than subjective judgment. Some of the most unforgettable moments in modern tennis have involved Hawkeye challenges. During intense matches at tournaments like the Wimbledon Championships or the US Open, players have used their final challenge at critical points, turning technology into part of the drama. When the digital replay shows the ball barely touching the line, the crowd often gasps in disbelief. The difference between victory and defeat can literally be the thickness of a painted line. Interestingly, technology did more than just correct mistakes, it also changed player psychology. In the past, players might spend precious seconds arguing with umpires after a bad call, losing focus and emotional energy. With Hawkeye available, many players simply challenge the call and move on. This subtle shift helps maintain the rhythm of the match and reduces tension between athletes and officials. Technology, in this sense, became a mediator that preserved both fairness and sportsmanship. But Hawkeye was only the beginning. As the technology improved, tennis organizations realized that cameras could do more than just review disputed calls. Eventually, the system became accurate enough to replace line judges entirely. This led to the development of fully automated electronic line calling. Instead of relying on human officials, the system instantly determines whether the ball is in or out and announces the call through speakers around the court. What once required dozens of line judges can now be handled by a network of cameras and software. This shift became especially visible during recent tournaments, where the familiar voices of line judges shouting out were replaced by digital announcements. Some fans initially felt nostalgic for the traditional human element of the sport, yet many players appreciated the consistency and accuracy provided by automation. The technology removed doubt and ensured that every point was judged with the same level of precision, while officiating technology improved fairness. Another wave of innovation began transforming how players train and perform. Modern tennis rackets are no longer simple pieces of graphite or carbon fiber. Many of them now contain embedded sensors capable of tracking data such as swing speed, spin rate, ball impact location, and shot type. These so-called smart rackets act almost like fitness trackers for tennis players, recording thousands of data points during practice sessions. When players connect their rackets to mobile apps or training software, they can analyze their performance in incredible detail. They can see how much topspin they generate on a forehand, how fast their serve travels, and whether they consistently hit the sweet spot of the racket. Coaches use this information to fine-tune technique and identify weaknesses that might otherwise go unnoticed. For professional players competing at the highest level, even a small improvement in spin or timing can make the difference between winning and losing. This data revolution has also changed how coaches approach strategy. Instead of relying solely on intuition, teams can now analyze patterns across thousands of shots. They can determine which serves produce the highest success rate or which rally patterns are most effective against certain opponents. Tennis has always been a game of strategy, but technology has turned it into something closer to a science. Even fans are benefiting from this technological transformation. Modern broadcasts use advanced tracking systems to display statistics in real time, serve speeds, shot placement maps, rally lengths, and player movement patterns. Viewers can see how far a player runs during a match, or how often they target a specific corner of the court. These visualizations help audiences understand the tactical complexity of tennis, turning matches into analytical puzzles as well as athletic contests. Consider the playing styles of legends like Roger Federer, Rafael Nadal, and Novak Djokovic. Each of them dominated the sport in different ways, and technology helped reveal exactly why. Data analysis shows Federer's precision and efficiency, Nadal's extraordinary topspin and endurance, and Djokovic's incredible defensive coverage. By tracking ball trajectories and movement patterns, analysts can explain strategies that once seemed almost mysterious. Another fascinating technological development involves motion tracking systems that analyze player biomechanics. Using high-speed cameras and sensors, researchers can study how athletes move, rotate their shoulders, and transfer energy through their bodies when hitting a shot. This research has led to improved training techniques that reduce injury risk and maximize power. Tennis is physically demanding, placing enormous stress on joints like the shoulder, elbow, and knee. Technology allows trainers to monitor these stresses and adjust workouts accordingly. Artificial intelligence is also beginning to play a role in tennis analysis. Advanced algorithms can process massive datasets from matches around the world, identifying trends and predicting outcomes. Some coaching teams use AI tools to study opponents, searching for patterns in serve placement or rally behavior. While instinct and experience still matter, data-driven insights are becoming an increasingly important part of competitive preparation. Yet technology has also raised philosophical questions about the nature of sport. Some traditionalists worry that too much reliance on technology could remove the human drama that makes tennis compelling. The sight of a player arguing passionately with an umpire, or the suspense of a close-line call, was once part of the spectacle, with automation handling decisions instantly and objectively. Some of that emotional chaos disappears. On the other hand, Many believe technology enhances the sport rather than diminishing it. By eliminating controversial errors, it ensures that matches are decided by skill rather than luck or officiating mistakes. Fans can focus on the brilliance of the athletes instead of debating whether a call was correct. In this sense, technology protects the integrity of the competition. Looking ahead, the role of technology in tennis will likely continue to expand. Researchers are exploring new materials that could make rackets lighter and more powerful while maintaining control. Virtual reality training systems may allow players to simulate matches against digital versions of opponents. Wearable sensors could track fatigue levels during tournaments, helping athletes manage recovery and avoid injuries. Imagine a future match where AI analyzes every rally in real time, suggesting tactical adjustments to players through wearable devices. Imagine fans watching a broadcast where augmented reality overlays show predicted shot paths and winning probabilities. These possibilities may sound futuristic, but many of the underlying technologies already exist. What makes tennis particularly suited for technological innovation is the sport's combination of precision and speed. A tennis ball can travel faster than 200 kilometers per hour, yet land within centimeters of the line. Human perception struggles to measure such extremes, but machines excel at it. As a result, tennis has become a testing ground for technologies that may eventually influence other sports as well. The transformation of tennis through technology is ultimately a story about progress. From the introduction of Hawkeye to the rise of smart rackets and advanced analytics, each innovation has pushed the sport toward greater fairness, deeper understanding, and higher levels of performance. Players today train with tools that previous generations could hardly imagine. Fans experience matches with unprecedented clarity and insight. And yet, despite all these technological advancements, the essence of tennis remains unchanged. At its heart, the sport is still about two players standing across a net, testing their skill, endurance, and mental strength against each other. Technology may measure the ball's path, analyze the swing, and record every statistic, but it cannot replace the human drama that unfolds on the court. When a player hits a perfect passing shot under pressure, or saves match point with a fearless serve, the moment still belongs to the athlete, not the machine. Technology simply helps reveal how extraordinary those moments truly are. In that sense, the digital revolution in tennis has not taken anything away from the sport. Instead, it has illuminated the brilliance that was always there, hidden in the speed of the ball, the precision of the shot, and the relentless pursuit of perfection.